We are learning more details about a state trooper who's been arrested and is now accused of some serious computer crimes.
Yeah, let's get right out to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones, who is live outside of the New Britain court where that officer will be facing a judge. Marcy, what exactly is this trooper accused of?
Good morning and great question. Trooper Mitchell Paz is actually accused of allowing his girlfriend to access sensitive police information about her ex. Now all three of them will face a judge about their alleged computer crimes. According to Paz's arrest warrant, he allegedly allowed his girlfriend, Amanda Morino of Terryville, to access unauthorized information in the state police's record system. The information gathered was related to a 2022 case of Morino's ex, Sean Roka, with whom she shares a child with, regarding pending drug and weapons charges. During an investigation, state police allegedly witnessed Morino driving a vehicle registered to Trooper Paz, leading to the discovery that the two were in a relationship. In January, investigators received evidence that Morino allegedly accessed information about Roka's arrest from the state police laptop in Paz's cruiser and relayed them to Roka. That could help him and hinder the ongoing investigation.
Departmental computers and systems contain a lot of sensitive information on ongoing investigations, on past investigations that may in fact be dangerous to have it released to anyone.
Trooper Paz has been suspended with pay and will face a judge that's scheduled for March 29th. Reporting live in New Britain, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.